Is my lipstick alright? Not too red, is it? Kind of gone for red strawberry. Anyway, this is the 4th video I filmed today. Oh my god, I'm on a roll. Hoping to get some gaming ones done later. Or I want to tell you a bit more about myself. I try and be personal as I can in this without being too invasive. I've never had a diagnosis as to why, and to be honest, I don't really care. I found out when I was in my teens that I couldn't drink at all. When I was old enough, my mum used to let me and my sister have a shandy every so often. I found from drinking that and the odd tiny bit of wine that I had in my early teens would make me feel like I had some sort of cystitis going on. It would make my bladder feel like it was full, but when I would relieve myself, it would only be a little bit and it would burn. That was really weird, and it only ever happened at that point. And then I'd feel flushed in the face and a bit funny, and that would be only after a few sipfuls. I always put that down to the fact that I was young and mum was giving me just my first little tiny tastes of alcohol, and then as soon as I got older I should be absolutely fine. When I was 18 I went out to a pub with a friend and I had 2 WKD blues. I was paralytic just after 2 and people were laughing at me. But honestly, I couldn't help how I felt. I couldn't help the fact that I couldn't move without holding on to things. I also got this horrible paranoia that the friend I went with and the other friend that I had introduced to them, that they were going to go off and leave me and never want to be friends with me again. I was convinced of that for 48 hours before I realised that I'd been a complete idiot. I also slept for 11 hours straight that night. I didn't get up, and I mean I didn't actually wake up until I think 2 minutes past midday. Again, I always put it down to the fact that I wasn't used to drinking. So many other people laughed and said it's because you're not used to it. You need to learn how to drink. I tried again. Couldn't have it. I realised after a short while that alcohol just didn't agree with me. Maybe I just had a low tolerance, or maybe a 0 tolerance. I remember I went out to a nightclub and I said to the guys, look, don't buy me something alcoholic. Can I please have a lemonade? I should never have let them buy me a drink, but they did, and I could taste the vodka in it. I wasn't stupid, I could taste it, and they swore blind there was no alcohol in it. It was not lemonade, it had vodka in it. I know the difference between lemonade and vodka. And after one mouthful, I immediately got that feeling again. I thought maybe it could have, if they were telling the truth, that could have been a placebo, but I couldn't be 100% sure. I, at some point, occasionally had the odd little bit of vodka in something, or the odd little bit of wine, but it didn't matter how much of it that I drink, even after just the first sip. But as I got older, I realised that the symptoms got worse. I was actually feeling sick and dizzy, and that was only after just one sip. So many people I've told about this kind of intolerance have laughed at me and said, oh, you're just not used to it. And I hate that they say that. Clearly, that's not normal. I shouldn't be feeling that way after just one sip. And at one point I thought, you know, I'll have alcohol-free wine. That should be fine. I'll be absolutely fine. So I had a nice glass full, and again, I got exactly the same feelings that I've always had whenever I've drank alcohol. The person I was actually with at the time thought that it could have been a kind of reverse placebo, that maybe I was in my head thinking that I was drinking wine, therefore I had the symptoms. But no, I thought I was going to be fine. It couldn't have been a placebo, because a placebo is when you're taking something or experiencing something that you think is going to have an effect, not where you are convinced that it won't have any effect. Some people just don't have the enzyme that breaks alcohol down, so it goes into their body exactly as it is, and it gives them those weird kind of symptoms. It sort of makes me feel like I'm swelling up, and I feel completely disorientated. It scares me, it really does. So I think from age 21 I decided that I would never touch a drop of alcohol again. And in the time since then, I haven't touched a drop of alcohol. Again, people still say to me, you just need to learn to drink. Actually, even if it is in my head, I don't care. Why should I spend my money on expensive drinks that contain poison that could affect how I'm feeling and how I see the world? I already see it in a weird way anyway. I think the reason why the alcohol-free wine made me feel that way was because when I looked at the bottle, it had 0.1 or 0.01% alcohol, so it was considered alcohol-free. I can drink Schlur. I love Schlur. It's kind of like a white grape. You can get white grape and elderflower. You can get red grape. And they actually taste a little bit like wine, but it isn't wine. But that's why I'm teetotal, guys. Just thought I'd share that with you. So if anyone ever wants to buy me something, don't buy me wine, don't buy me beer, get me some Schlur. I love Schlur. Thank you for watching, guys, and I'll see you soon. Very soon, my little berries. Bye. Mwah. Bye.